Hey everybody, Troy with eBuzz Central. Today we're going to take a look at Feren OS, based on Ubuntu and in the KDE desktop. But before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything, and if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. Feren OS. When you first boot into a live USB or into a virtual machine, this is what you're met with. Welcome to Feren OS. Before you begin, let's take a brief tour to get you set up and help you learn your way around your new computing experience. So I'm going to go ahead and start the tour and see what we got. Just to let you know, we did some changes automatically. Feren OS is detected as you're running in a virtual machine and has therefore a minor change to its settings in order to improve performance. Okay, we don't need to install any guest editions, so we'll go next. Transfer files from Microsoft Windows. They've made this easy for you now. They've got a transfer tool built into Feren OS where you can currently go in and transfer all your files from your Microsoft Windows installation and put it directly into Feren OS. That's definitely handy. And then information about installing Feren OS. Then you can go ahead and install restricted codecs, get third-party codecs from any types of video, music, and more. Basically, what I believe this is on Ubuntu, you have to install restricted codecs. And then desktop mode, you can set it up for Feren OS default, or if you've installed it on a tablet, you can go into tablet mode, or on touchscreen laptops. Using the desktop, I like this tour, especially if you're somebody that's coming over from Windows or Mac. This little tour right here will help show you around and just give you the basics of using Feren. Theme, I'm going to go ahead and switch it to a dark. There we go. Accent color, I'll leave it blue. Pair your Feren OS machine with your Android device, reduce eye strain, and we're all done. So let's go to their website real quick. Now, as you can tell, unlike many other Linux distributions, Feren OS comes with Vivaldi browser out of the box, not Firefox. And right here, you've got some security things you can do. Does not track you, ad blocker, translations, and then you come over here and there's a little bit more. Do not track you, ad blockers, translations, panels, status bar, fast forward, and rewind. And then fully loaded, you can check this and have mail, calendar integrated right over here. If you can see, you go to this window, you can do a search, but your mail is integrated. So if you pick this right here, it says add your first mail account. So you can have mail right here inside of the Vivaldi browser. We are going to choose not to do that. So I'm going to close that and go to Feren's website. It does come with DuckDuckGo. We'll go to Feren OS. And one of the first things I would like to do is make this a little bigger. Settings. Settings is on the left at the bottom. Themes, appearance. Let's go ahead and I'm going to bump that up. So we'll close out of that. So now we can see. Now we're at the Feren OS website. And it just basically says, say hello to a new way to use your computer. Feren OS is a free and open source operating system that lets you get stuff done with a fresh take on a familiar user experience that can be changed to suit your workflow and a desktop that stays out of the way to let you do your work. Set up once, enjoy the rest of your device's lifetime. We can scroll on down here. They got current notices, snapshots, designed around you, the user, a whole world of applications, and made on a rock solid foundation of Ubuntu. We'll close out of that. As you can see, starting at the bottom right, you've got your hidden applets, which is lock key status, KDE Connect, onboard clipboard, night color control, disks and devices. Night color control, you just click that on, and when it gets closer to night, it actually dims your screen and changes the hue of your screen so it's not as hard on your eyes. Then you have your internet connection, your battery, your sound, and of course, get Plasma browser integration. Then you come over here, you've got the Feren store, the files, and we've already been to Vivaldi web browser. So let's check out the file manager. That looks to me as if it is Nemo. Yes, that is Nemo 5.0.3 file manager. And I do like the dark theme on this. This looks really good. Can you change the size of your folders? Let's go to preferences, views, default views, behavior, display, list columns, preview, toolbar, context menus, plugins. So I did find a way to make the icons bigger. I believe you come down here, default zoom level. Let's go ahead and bump that to 150 and we'll close out of preferences. That's under views. Close that out. Yes, and it makes your icons bigger. Up top, you got your clock. Let's click on the arrow and see what we get. Okay, so there's your notifications will be showing up here in the Feren store. Let's take a look at it real quick. Okay, the Feren store has populated, and when you open it up, this is what it looks like. You got the app up here, Blender, and then you have your editor's picks, which has everything from GIMP, Inkscape, Calibre, Wine, FileZilla, Scribus, Shutter, Steam, and then you got your categories, accessories, internet, sound and video, customization, office, system tools, games, programming, Flatpak, graphics, science, and education. Now, what I want to do, we'll do a search for OBS, and it gives you a list that comes down, and there is OBS. Let's try Kdenlive, and there is Kdenlive. You actually have two opportunities here. Kdenlive from the official repository, repository, or you can get Kdenlive from the Flat Hub. If we go over to settings, about Store 2021.02, a utility for Feren OS for installing and removing applications. The repositories are going to be from the Ubuntu repositories because it is based on Ubuntu. So you'll have flat packs, and I don't see at this point how you could add a snap pack to it. I guess you would just have to go to Snap online and see if there's a way to do that. So now we're going to come down here to the menu launcher and see what we got in the Feren applications. We'll start with graphics. Graphics, you have Document Scanner, Coco, Krita, LibreOffice Draw, and Ocular. Internet, we have Geary, KDE Connect, KDE Connect SMS, Open on a Connected Device, Remina, Vivaldi, and Web Browser Manager. Let's see what that is. Okay, Web Browser Manager. Basically, it lets you know Vivaldi is installed. You can uninstall it if you want. By a click of a button, you can download Google Chrome, Chromium, Firefox, GNOME Web, Falcon, WaterFox, Opera, or Brave. I like that. You don't got to go look for it. You can just come down here, pick it, install, uninstall what you want. That's a good tool right there, right out of the box. On to multimedia, we have Cheese, VLC Media Player, Office. Of course, you got the LibreOffice Suite, Calendar, and Ocular. Science and Math, you have LibreOffice Math. And Settings, you have Boot Repair, you have Disks, Input Method, Language, Synaptic Package Manager. That comes installed. This right here is a great tool, and it's been a great tool for a long time. I know people that run Linux daily, and especially if they're on an Ubuntu-based system, they live by Synaptic Package Manager. They will use it more than they will use the store itself because it's so easy. You just open it up, you go over to search, you can type in OBS, and it brings you right to OBS Build, OBS Plugins, OBS Studio. So you could just click on all three of those, and once you do that, apply. This would highlight. I'll show you. OBS Build, mark for installation, and it'll tell you all the dependencies that it has to download. Click mark, and you see apply. Highlights, you click on it, and it installs that for you. It's nice having Synaptic Package Manager out of the box. Back over to settings, you got your system maintenance, system settings, theme, colorizer, update manager, Wacom tool, settings, system maintenance. You can come to system maintenance and it'll show you detected problems, install language packs, set up system restore utility. So you do have the restore utility built in. All you got to do is click on it, set up your initial snapshot, and then from that point forward, it'll keep smaller snapshots. And if anything ever happens to your system, you can restore it back to a time when it was operational. System information tells you what the kernel is, machine, battery, CPU, graphics, crash reports. If you have any issues and for some reason it does crash on you, you can come over to this utility, pull up crash reports, and it'll explain to you why it crashed. And then options: remove foreign packages, downgrade foreign packages, fix merge list problems, purge residual configuration, remove duplicate entries, view logged package changes. System maintenance, that's a great tool to have installed as well. Now we're going to go down to system. You have boot repair, donate to Feren, driver manager, GW package installer. For those of you who don't know, if you go online and find a dev package for a program that you want to use, download that package, right click on it once it's downloaded, and open it with GW package installer, and you can install it from there. Console, let's go to the console. Does not come with HTOP. Let's try top. Okay, with it open, I have issued this virtual machine 3 gigabytes of RAM. Feren OS is only using 653 megabytes of that 3 gigs. So that's real impressive. We're at rest and the only thing open is console. So that means you got a nice lightweight system that is not draining your resources. Back to system, KDE Partition Manager, install Feren OS, Info Center, KSysGuard. You got login window, send feedback, report, software sources, system monitor, and we've already seen Synaptic Package Manager. Utilities, ARC, calculator, character map, disks, latte, Kate, files, emoji selector, maps, spectacle. That's pretty impressive software right out of the box. So let's right click on the desktop, configure desktop and wallpaper. Let's see what we got there. So here's the wallpaper we got out of the box. Let's just pick a different one. Let's apply, and that changes it. They got some decent looking wallpapers out of the box. I'm going to go up here and click settings, system settings. Okay, like any other KDE distro, you have an enormous amount of changes you can make to this desktop. Right off the bat, you're going to have your quick settings, light theme, Feren OS, or dark theme. Right now, we switched it over to dark theme. You can change your wallpaper. We've already done that. Clicking files selects them. You can open by double clicking, or you can go to single click global theme. You can come over here and here's all the different themes that you have that you can change to, just like human dark. Let's go ahead and apply that, and it changes everything, kind of gives you a orangish looking highlight as opposed to blue. Desktop layout, you can change it. We're in Breeze, classical, doors, Feren OS default, tablet mode, mac and cheese. If I remember correctly, mac and cheese actually makes it look like a Mac. Switch it over to mac and cheese, and it changes it. You get a dock down here. You get the top bar up here. Your do not disturb and notifications moves there. So that's pretty impressive. I like that. I'm going to go back to the Feren OS default. So you've got several different ways you can change this. Just remember, that's up to you. That's the beauty of Linux. That's the beauty of KDE, giving you the ability to make your machine whatever you want it to be, not to be locked into the Windows ecosystem or the Mac ecosystem. Colors, you can adjust your colors. Icons, you can come over here and it shows you the icons that you have, just like with everything else. Desktop layout, global theme, icons, fonts. If what you see in front of you is not something you want or you want something different, just go down here and it'll say get new icon, get new desktop themes. There are literally thousands of them that you can choose from. There's no cap on what you can do to your operating system's desktop. Then you also got cursors, KDE Connect, screen locking, applications, notifications, virtual desktops, workspace behavior, window management. You can change anything you want in here. If you've got programs that start when you start your computer up and you do not want them running, you just come over here. The only thing right now is Update Manager, apply Flatpak updates. You want to keep those, but let's say you download a piece of software and it's auto starting when you start your computer up and you don't want it to. All you got to do is go over here and click on that. You will still have the program, but it will not be auto starting. There are so many things that once you get in here and dig around and start making your adjustments that you want to make, you can make this specifically your desktop, your operating system. It's yours. You can do with it what you like. And that's the beauty of Linux. That's the beauty of KDE. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back to the other wallpaper because when we changed the theme, it changed the wallpaper. This is probably the best looking operating system I've seen in a long time. It's KDE. It's low on resources. It's not eating up your RAM just to be present on your system. Feren OS, I'm very impressed. They just celebrated 6 years. They've been around since 2015. If you're presently running Linux, or heck, if you're presently running Windows or you're running Mac, I highly suggest you run over, download Feren OS, throw it on a USB or open it up in a virtual box. I promise you, it is definitely more than advertised. Please do me a favor before you go. Like and subscribe my channel. It doesn't cost anything. And if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video.